Thank you, Kim. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time to join this Mack Truck press event. We really appreciate you coming to be with us this morning. And I'm going to soon hand it over to my Mack Truck colleagues to share some really terrific updates and information. I'll be back up for the Q&A session as well, so any other questions or topics you might have for me, I'll certainly look forward to those. But I wanted to also welcome a very special and honored guest. We're very pleased to have the President and CEO of the Volvo Group, Martin Lundstedt, joining us here. Please give a warm welcome to Mark as well.
Thank you, Marty. Just very short from my side, it's just great to be here. Looking forward to a number of great days together. So, and thank you for coming this morning also to Mack.
Thank you, Martin. Most welcome. So now, without further ado, so we can keep the program rolling, it's my pleasure to introduce Jonathan Randall, Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing for Mack Trucks.
Thank you, Marty. Martin, good morning. Good very early morning on Monday at NACV. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. As was announced, I have the privilege and fortune to be head of Mack Trucks Sales and Marketing for North America. Probably one of the best roles in the entire industry globally. So I always like to put that plug in. Anyway, I am going to speak very briefly about market conditions before we get into the cool stuff that we've got to talk about today from services and product. I spoke to many of you a couple weeks ago out in San Diego. Not much has changed other than a few slight numbers. But I reiterate that we still see a very strong Q4 from Mack Trucks. We have not experienced, at least with our backlog, near cancellations that maybe others in the industry have seen. And we believe that what we're showing is a very robust and continuing strength in our order board. To that extent, and as a result, we did raise our guidance from 325 to 340,000 in retail deliveries this year for North America. And as we continue to look at the market and where the market's headed, I'll talk about where our guidance is for next year. We still see relative strength in those core markets where Mack performs very, very well. So as we look ahead to 2020, we don't even consider this really a correction. What we view this is more replacement demand versus fleet expansion. We've put our guidance at 240,000 for US and Canada, and we see a little bit of a market shift coming from where the registrations are going to come from. As of today, the long haul over the road business accounts for about 50% of the total registrations. It's probably going to back off a little bit next year. The model mix is going to go a little bit more heavier towards the vocational, towards the regional haul, even towards some of the refuse and the COE. Long haul over the road will still be the lion's share of the market for sure. But we see good strength coming in the vocational markets, dirty trucks, work trucks. And as a matter of fact, we've seen very good quote activity and order activity already for Q1 as we head into 2020. So we're very bullish on what Mack's prospects are for next year. We look to see good strength and good order intake coming from our markets. And the great thing about Mack at this point, if you look at our offering, we are able to provide in the Class 8 market the full line across the entire spectrum to meet all demand, not only with products, COE, straight truck, regional haul, and over the road with the Mack Anthem, but also the services necessary and provided for our customers to succeed. And you're going to see a lot more of that today as my colleagues come up and present. So with that, again, good strength in the market, good replacement demand coming next year, and good for Mack Trucks across the board with what we're able to offer to the customers. More to talk about that, then I'm going to ask John Walsh, Vice President of Marketing for Mack Trucks, to speak more on that. Thank you.